Judge Napolitano on Fox News is going to make a comparison here that made a lot of people cringe. He's talking about Boko Haram kidnapping the girls in Nigeria.
Sending American men and women into harm's way, especially against the madmen and crazies who kidnapped them in a jungle with which we're unfamiliar.
You made to our bookers prior to this segment some analogies talking about how drone strikes have hurt more children than these guys
than these people have kidnapped. Yes, the president, and this is extremely relevant this week. You and I talked about the confirmation of soon-to-be Judge David Barron yesterday, the grand ideologue behind the drone strikes, who, when he was in the Justice Department, told the president, you can use drones to kill anybody you want.
Including U.S. citizens without
Correct.
trial.
The president's drones have killed more young women than these crazies from Boko Haram have kidnapped. So the president does not have what we call clean hands when it comes to this. Why is he doing it?
Well, the president was, in essence, trying to stop terrorists.
Yes.
The president was trying to take care of these people aren't trying to do anything positive. These people are trying to make money off little children.
Correct.
And who wouldn't want to go help them? But the overriding point here is you can't just send the military anywhere you want.
Correct.
There are 5 reasons. They have to be one of 5 circumstances have to be in play.
And the linchpin of all of this is it in a United States national security interest that they be there? And if it is, are there other national security interests more compelling than this?
So people are angry about the part where he said Barack Obama's drones have killed more women than these terrorists have kidnapped. I don't know if I'd be all outraged about that, because I'll give you some numbers right here. So, from a Stanford NYU report, which is the most extensive look into the drone strikes, quote, from June 2004 through mid-September 2012, available data indicate that drone strikes killed 2,562 to 3,325 people in Pakistan, of whom 474 to 881 were civilians, including 176 children. The strikes also injured an additional 1,228 to 1,362 individuals. Now, keep in mind, that study was released in 2012. It's been a while since 2012, so those numbers have certainly gone up. Not only that, there was another study that says that 98% of the drone deaths are not top Al-Qaeda operatives. So only 2% of the drone deaths are top Al-Qaeda operatives. Other estimates of civilian deaths go as high as a couple thousand people. We also have confirmed cases of wedding parties being droned because we thought they were terrorists, funerals being droned when, according to reports, our guys knew that there were women and children at the funerals. Also, we covered the story of the grandma being droned while she was picking vegetables, and her grandchildren watched her, get destroyed. There was even a hearing about that recently in Congress. And when it comes to the kidnapped girls, there are, quote, over 200 of them. Now, if you want to be very technical and very literal, again, his comment was Obama's drones have killed more women than Boko Haram has kidnapped. That's likely true, according to the data, okay? And in terms of, now here's obviously where it gets murky. The idea of deaths and just flat out equating the U.S. government with the terrorist organization Boko Haram. Well, in terms of deaths from Boko Haram since 2002, okay, when they came into existence until today, that's about 10,000. So they've been slaughtering people like crazy since they came into existence in 2002. But then again, if you really want to try to compare apples to apples as much as you can, I mean, if we're comparing since 2002, all of the civilian deaths in Iraq because of the U.S. since 2002 until today, and in Afghanistan since 2002 until today, well, now you're looking at well over 100,000 innocent civilians being killed. So, I mean, look, here's the thing, man. People are uncomfortable with the idea of comparing, a brutal, brazen terrorist group that really has no concern, doesn't even pretend to have concern for citizens and civilians to the U.S. government. And look, it does make sense, because I think one of the major distinctions between a group like Boko Haram and the U.S. government is that even when we do fucked up shit, we don't necessarily mean bad. You know, that's the idea. The idea is there's not like these Hitler-esque nefarious plans that we are fighting for Sharia. But at the same time, we do have kind of wanton, brazen imperialism, where oftentimes we invade countries solely for their natural resources, or we attack countries that, I don't know, say didn't attack us on 9/11 and we said they did, and we said they had weapons of mass destruction and they didn't. So it's hard to make these kind of comparisons and to go back and forth. And but here's the bottom line. Am I going to be outraged at what he said? No, I'm not going to be outraged by it. And to the bigger policy question, where he says, look, we shouldn't send our troops because, I mean, the criteria by which we should send our troops is only when the nation is in imminent threat of attack. I actually agree with him on that. But I think the area where him and I would disagree is that I have no problem with NATO collectively doing something to try to get the kidnapped girls back from Boko Haram. You know, because that's the whole purpose of NATO. If you want to get the UN or NATO or peacekeeping forces like that, and we can send them material support and humanitarian support, and even, I don't even mind sending military support in this instance to try to get the girls back. But to the bigger point of like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be as imperialistic with our military. Maybe we shouldn't do all these drone strikes. Maybe, you know, we should be careful about what we do. I kind of think that's inarguable, man. I don't think it's possible to disagree with that unless you're just a brazen imperialist and you're willing to make excuses for our fuck-ups. And the thing is, when we talk about like, oh, well, we meant well when all these bad things happened, I mean, I don't know how much that weighs on the mind of somebody who just saw their aunt get blown up, or their kid get destroyed by a drone, or their uncle getting gunned down by a U.S. soldier when he's innocent. You know, that argument doesn't carry weight, especially when you could say, oh, well, look, the first time, man, we didn't mean poorly. Okay, but then why do you keep doing the drone strikes and keep killing civilians, and why are you still in Afghanistan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?